What really happened to Jussie Smollett? Was it a hate crime? Or a publicity stunt? That's what we're gonna find out in this exclusive Netflix documentary. It was one of the biggest stories of 2019. When actor Jussie Smollett claimed he'd been the victim of a racist and homophobic attack, but 2 years on, he was charged with staging the assault. So how did things get so out of hand? This is the first time Jussie is speaking out about the incident. He said, "I was the victim of a vicious, unprovoked attack. I was attacked by two people I didn't know. They attacked me." But then police said the attack was a hoax and accused Jussie of paying two men to beat him up and then lying about it being a hate crime. They said he'd made the whole thing up for attention. In this exclusive Netflix documentary, we hear from Jussie's attorneys, his friends, and even his brother, and we look at the evidence that both the prosecution and the defense have brought forward. Did Jussie orchestrate this attack, or was he set up? The problem is, there are so many conflicting accounts of what really happened. This is the brother. He says there were definitely inconsistencies in his story. Things that didn't add up. And then there's footage of Jussie in the hospital following the alleged attack. This is what he told the police. But then, they said he'd lied about being attacked. The documentary maker said, "I sat down with JC in an exclusive one-on-one interview. We went over every twist and turn of this case, every piece of evidence, the inconsistencies, the accusations, the evidence that somehow this might have been a setup." Josie says, "I would never, no matter how much time passes, ever do anything to bring attention to myself in a bad way. I have too much going on, man. I have too much to live for." But could this have been a setup? The documentary maker said, "We looked at all the evidence and we couldn't come to a conclusion. It was literally 50-50. So they decided to take a different approach. They asked a former detective with the Chicago Police Department to watch the documentary and see if he could figure out what happened. He said, "I watched the entire thing thinking, okay, I can spot the inconsistencies in the story, and I didn't see any." So after hearing both sides of the story, I now believe that Jussie Smollett was the victim of a hate crime. So what do you think? Was it a hate crime or a publicity stunt?